Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. The Seminoles are really hitting their stride. Look, I know they have a winning streak going, but more importantly, they're starting to play at a very high level. The expectations are going to rise. They'll try to make sure their performance does the same. That's going to do it for us here on the pregame show.
Let's get this dub,
NCAA
dog.
Football 14 action coming at you
Get
right
in
now.
and
Fred
out of
Nessler
this
and
game
Kirk Herbstreit.
quickly.
And now let's head down to the coin toss, and is brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste and 0 calories. Enjoy everything. Mora is lined up to kick this one off, and you can feel the thunder in the crowd as they await the start of this game. And they can forget about returning this one. So here comes the offense taking the field for the first time today. 5 wide. And they bring him down for a sack on the play.
The protection broke down. The defense was in the backfield in a hurry, and they brought the quarterback down. Nice play.
Gee, that can touch us so off guard.
Defense looking for another sack in this second down and long situation. He fires this one. And it's picked off. It's the safety. He's tackled at the 22.
The defense really cranked up the heat there. Give those guys all the credit for forcing a desperation pass.
From the 22-yard line, first down. Makes it to the 8. It's first down, and they'll be looking for 6 points here. Throws it in a hurry, and down he goes around the 3-yard line. Ellison picks up around 5 yards with that catch.
Yeah, upset alert tonight.
Touchdown, Wake Forest.
They're just gonna make tackles. They're trying to force fumbles.
Wake Forest up 6. And he tacks on the extra point. They line up to kick this one away. Sends it sailing downfield. And it sails out of the end zone for a touchback. An interception cut this offense last drive short, so I think they're going to be looking for a little more success right here.
This quarterback can make good passes. He just needs to focus on not forcing the ball to his receivers.
And he tackles him hard at the 34.
That's good for a gain of 9 yards. That brings up 2nd and 1.
Short yardage situation here. It's 2nd down and 1. Tackle at about the 39-yard line.
This secondary better tighten it up if they're going to slow down this drive.
That makes it 1st and 10.
He's going to try and scramble. Fires out to his wideout. He's pushed out of bounds at the 12-yard line. Big gain there for the 1st down.
There was some miscommunication down there by the defense that allowed for that big gain.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on the 12-yard line. Quick throw, tight end, touchdown. Here comes the kicker to try to tie this game up. And he converts the extra point. So a 4-play, 75-yard drive, and that's good for a touchdown.
I think the thing, Brad, that I'm seeing is the quarterback's taking advantage of some one-on-one opportunities on the outside for some big plays for this offense.
This is Duff step.
He really got a hold of that kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
Be close.
And so far, it's been totally even. In
That's
close
stat
games like
padding. You
this,
should
every
throw like
possession
3
is likely to matter.
touchdowns. Should have done a pig. But I did it.
Fires out to his receiver, and he's tackled right away. 7-yard play.
Hey, they picked up a nice gain of 7 yards on that play. Great pass.
Like 350 for 3
2nd down,
touchdowns.
and they're going to need about
pig.
3 yards to pick up the 1st down.
Maybe 4 times.
Complete, brought down, nothing doing. Throws it into coverage, and it's intercepted. Inside the 30. From the 25-yard line. 1st down. The quarterback in the gun. Empty backfield. 5 wide receivers in the formation. Puts it right in his hands. Touchdown.
Great effort by the wide receiver. And not to take anything away from the quarterback, but the wide receiver made this play.
Appreciate you, Cass.
And he adds the extra point.
Yeah, I pulled it out. I pulled that victory out.
Florida State gets set to kick this one away.
Hey, what's up with this new league you're starting?
And he got all of this one.
Give me them
Great kick.
beats.
This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Here's a step in the maturation of a young quarterback. How does he respond to throwing an interception on that last drive?
So much in football is about how you respond to adversity. Moving forward after a turnover is a perfect example of that.
They'll bring him down right around the 26-yard line.
Call it a gain of 1 yard. That brings up 2nd and 9.
2nd down and 9 to go. Ball on the 26. He's on the run. to the 20. And he's taken down at the 9-yard line. Here they go. First and goal, down by a touchdown. Going to the end zone, and it's coming back out. That was a dangerous pass.
You should have known better than to throw that football into coverage like that. You can't expect the receiver to come down with that ball.
Why did he leave? What happened?
They line up at the 10. It's first down. Florida State up 7 points.
This guy has that innate ability to get just enough distance from a defender to make a completion possible. You don't see it from every receiver.
Where did T. Scott go? Or why did he give up a lot of leagues?
There's a strike complete, and he's taken down at the 36-yard line. The offense was pretty successful on that play there.
That was a very good passing play to get the ball downfield for a very nice gain and a first down.
We've got a first and 10. Ball on the 36-yard line.
Damn. Was he kind of stuck around and playmaking? I think.
Great job by the defense of getting after that quarterback. And right now, I think they've got him with some happy feet. He appears to be a bit rattled.
From their own 39-yard line. Third down. Throws quick to the receiver, and it falls incomplete.
This quarterback needs to be careful not to use his arm strength to try to force things, because that's when mistakes happen.
Need that T. Scott money.
Florida State is up by a touchdown.
Sometimes it's not the huge distance, but precision that you need from your punter. Nicely done.
And while they are behind, they know they can knot things up in a heartbeat. It's way too early to change your game plan.
Check 26, check 26.
Locked down at the 24-yard line.
Jeez. I need to do a few graphics for him.
So it's second down and about 2 yards to go. Tackle made around the 20-yard line.
Loss of 4 on the play. That'll bring us 3rd and 6.
Now, speaking of that it's the Oregon-Utah game in week 9.
Zips it to the back. He's taken down at the 25-yard line.
That's great discipline and play calling on the defense's part on that series. Everything clicked for him.
Wright awaiting the return. He punts it away, and it's a great kick. Wright takes it to 25, and he's tackled at the 31.
I thought so. Want to make sure against old Texas TV, huh?
You know they'd like to do something a little more than they did on their last drive when they had to punt the ball away. Florida State is up 7. They give to the tailback. Tackled outside after a nice pickup.
That's good for a gain of 4 yards. That makes it 2nd and 6.
Old Trey Sean going here.
Second and 6. Ball on the 35.
Watch 14. Watch 14.
Makes it out to about the 46.
Boy, he got lit up.
First down.
So after a quarter of play, we're really seeing offensive fireworks.
I dig
The
it.
Seminoles
I
in
dig
front,
it.
14-7.
I think you got the leg up on the roster talent depth. Guys.
And they hit him in the backfield.
But I
Well, the
know
question now is how do
sometimes
they
that
respond
doesn't
after
matter what
losing
the
a couple on
thumb is
that run?
against your opponent.
Second and 12 coming up here. Ball on the 44-yard line. He airs it out. Oh, so close to breaking it.
About time I use this 6'7" BS.
Florida State is up a score. Quick strike to the receiver. And they make the stop around the 8-yard line.
Gain of 10 yards.
No doubt.
2nd and inches.
All about that QB play.
So it's second down, and they're only about a foot away from picking up the first down. Nice run to the outside.
They've obviously found a formula for moving the ball against this defense. Let's see if any adjustments are made before their backs are really against the wall.
And the goal line defense digging in here. He's in trouble. And he's going to run this one in. Touchdown.
Got instant pressure right there.
He splits the uprights with the extra point.
Yeah,
Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. He sends this
yeah,
one
I
deep.
don't know if I'll have time, but I like to start a new one from
And it goes into the
scratch,
end
but
zone, down for a touchback.
yeah.
You think about the challenges these two teams are facing.
Let me-
on one side,
let me think
you've
about
got
that.
to find a way to keep building on your lead, and on the other side, you've got to find a way to get back in it. He throws. Stays in bounds and made a nice catch. And a nice pickup there.
I'll tell you what, the defense gambled a bit here and came with the blitz, and the quarterback showed tremendous poise by making a good read and delivered a nice ball to the open man.
First and 10. Ball on the 46.
I might be able to handle that. Man.
Got it. Complete, and he's out of bounds.
He made a really good move at the line of scrimmage. Sometimes all you need to do is throw off the defender's
What?
timing just a little bit at the start of the play.
New baby is gonna be here Monday. I think regardless, we're gonna go. She's getting induced Monday morning, I
After a
think.
decent run up the gut.
If it doesn't come tomorrow or Sunday, then we're going to move next weekend into Wednesday, Georgia.
From the 39-yard line.
So
Second down.
it'll be crazy for a month.
Now he's scrambling. There's a fumble. Scooped up by the defense. Big opening. He's at the 20. Touchdown, FSU.
Chaz Irish Red
It always makes you nervous anytime a defender tries to pick up a fumble and run with it instead of just falling on it. But man,
pretty
did it
solid,
work out for him here
solid
for a
core
big-time play
there.
in the score.
And he hits the PAT. Let's throw it out to Reese now for his
God,
video
I'm
update.
freaking
Let's check in on the SEC
trying to get
where
that
the passion
ball. Just
always runs
trying
high.
to
Back and
play
forth they
against.
go, two heavyweights slugging it out.
And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. This offense has got to try to pull it all together now after the fumble cost them 6 points just moments ago.
I know as a quarterback, it's always hard to watch the defense score a touchdown on you. But it was always a reminder to take extra care of the football.
And down he goes at the 22.
Indians playing unbelievable.
That brings up second and 13.
From their own 22-yard line. It's second down.
Yeah, this squad's definitely
And he carries the ball for a nice gain.
different compared to the other leagues.
That'll bring up third and 8.
Brought down after a nice run up the middle.
That's a gain of 4 on the play. That makes it 4th and 4.
Mora to punt. Oh, excellent punt. Tackle made at the 30. Florida State's running ability is what we've been talking about and looking at all week long, and that's what we thought.
Did you
would be on
rename
display.
him?
But it's been the air game, Kirk.
Yeah, it's an interesting move here, Brad. For a team with a star in the backfield, I'd expect
probably
them to try to
rename
establish the ground game a little
or
bit more. But
name these
still early in this
recruits,
game, we're seeing them
So
following this
considering
trend
these are
to
all
see
the
if it
real
continues here in
players
the
right
second
now.
half.
It's still only the second quarter. We've got a lot of
Since they
football
had a
left, but I
restart.
gotta say, this one is teetering on the brink of a blowout. And he is drilled at the 47.
This receiving core runs some great routes, and that last play was an example of that. As a defender, it can be tough to match up sometimes.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 47. Hands it to the back. Tackle at the 45.
Peter Wark was my guy.
He's under pressure. Tough throw on the run and caught. He's tackled at the 42.
You obviously have to worry about him as a ball carrier, but he showed here that you have to be concerned about him as a receiver as well. He's got good hands, and you know he's good in the open field.
1st and 10. Ball on the 42-yard line.
98 Weasel! 98 Weasel!
Nice run, and he's brought down.
Good for a gain of 6 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
I'm a little younger. That was basically growing up. That was my prime watching.
Up the middle for a nice game.
Fell in love with Florida State, 93, 94. Those 90 teams.
So it's 3rd down, and they're just inches away from picking up the 1st down. And they get nice yardage on that run.
Yep, the injury.
Gain of 7 yards. 1st down.
ACLs were still relatively new injury. Surgery wise.
Tackled after decent pickup.
Sucks.
Gain of 5 yards. That makes it 2nd and 6.
And this is the 8th play of the drive. Fires it out. And he's tackled right around the 10-yard line.
I credit the quarterback on that pass. He made a great read and delivered a very nice pass for the 1st down.
From the 10-yard line.
Back.
1st down.
I gotta get a gaming chair.
Got his tight end touchdown. And for Douglas, he gets his 2nd touchdown in the passing game.
And a great awareness by the quarterback to get him the ball and pick up 6 points.
And he adds the extra point.
Well, Wake started off tough.
Florida State to kick. He really got a hold of that kick. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. The last time this offense had the ball, it was 3 and out.
I don't know what these guys have to do to get back on track, but they need to try something.
They'll bring him down at the 25.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
2nd down and 10 to go. Ball on their own 25. We played a half of football here. The Seminoles are up big. All right, Reese and David, you guys just sit there in your easy chairs. Kirk and I have work to do here in this 3rd quarter. Hopefully it's going to get better. Excellent kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. I hope they show some fight here and try to stay competitive. If you're going to get blown out, you at least want to go down swinging. Has some daylight. Gets out to around the 38. From their own 38-yard line. 1st down. He scrambled, and they got him.
Well, that time the big fella got home and came up with a sack, but credit the call by the defensive coordinator there with the blitz. The offensive linemen were occupied with those linebackers, and it freed up the defensive linemen to make that sack.
Gets it out to his receiver in a hurry. And he's taken down at the 45-yard line. They're about 4 yards away here on 3rd down. And now he pitches it, and he has it on the corner. Inside the 30. He can't get him, and he's still going. He'll take it all the way for the touchdown. So he punches it into the end zone for the 2nd time today.
The defense has to come out and make a stop on the next drive so this offense can get to work again. They aren't out of this game yet.
And he converts the extra point. Morrow ready to kick. Nice kick, plenty of distance. And they can forget about returning this one. Here comes the offense as they look to find the end zone yet again. And he's tackled after positive yardage.
That's a gain of 5 on the play. That brings up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5. Ball on their own 30. Brought down around the 41-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 11 yards. 1st down.
We get 20 carries out of him. Slow down. Baby.
He's at midfield. He's taken down at the 42-yard line.
Gain of 17 yards. 1st down.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 42. Tackle made right around the 40.
Gain of 2 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 7.
Here's a receiver screen. Ball's incomplete.
Even though they didn't sack him, the pressure was still enough to force a bad pass. If you can get in there and disrupt the pocket, then the quarterback is going to have a tougher time getting the ball to his playmakers.
Third down, and they need to get it down to the 32. And a quick throw. And he hits him hard at the 18. There's a flag down, and this most likely is going to be on the defense.
Offense.
It'll be 3rd down again after that penalty.
Yeah, now they have more yards to pick up for the 1st down.
What?
So with the penalty, they've got 3rd and a mile. A quarterback in the gun with 5 receivers. Here comes the pressure. And he's going to be sacked for a loss. Grimes will be the return man. Hangs it up high. Room around the corner. Grimes fields it at the 19. Nowhere to go there.
Great job of getting downfield and making the tackle by the coverage team. You always hope for that extra contribution from your special teams to take some of the burden off your offense. They've already shown the ability to move the ball, and that's what they're going to have to do again here.
And we see this offense again after what you, Kirk, called a very physical touchdown drive.
I say that, Brad, because the big hog mollies up front were able to create holes for the running game, and it helped them get the score. Let's see if they can do it again.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
Second down, 10 to go. Ball on the 22.
Check three.
Nice run there. He kept it himself and picked up about 6 yards.
That'll make it 3rd and 5.
Watch the safety creep. Ready. 180. Check. Eagle.
Pocket holds. They bring him down.
But the defense is fired up, responding and reacting to that sack. Not only do they get the quarterback, but they hit him and hit him hard. I think that can really create some confidence for this defense. The next time this quarterback drops back to throw, you got to be thinking he's going to be a little bit gun-shy and concerned about the pressure that these defenses putting on him.
It's away, and it's a booming punt. And down he goes at the 40-yard line. Flag down, and I'm not sure when it was thrown. Let's find out.
Receiving team.
That one's going to put him way back.
You just can't block a player from behind like that, or it's going to cost you.
From their own 25-yard line. It's first down.
Watch the team. Let's go.
He's rolling right. Wideout makes the first down catch. And they make the stop around the 47-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 28 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
Too little, sir. Hey, look, we're going to go Mike 15, guys. Mike 15, all right?
Under heavy pressure. And he's level at the 40.
Coaches don't like it when their quarterback gets hit like that. Don't be surprised to see the old coach get on his lineman to protect the quarterback a little bit better.
So the sack makes this a 2nd and long. Ward takes the give. And they hit him in the backfield.
I'll give the defense all the credit here. They had that one snuffed out from the start. It could have been an even bigger loss.
They'll spread the field here. Let's see what the defense does with a 5-wide outlook. Quick strike to the receiver. To the 20. To the 10. What a play, and that'll set up a 1st and goal.
He got caught.
At the 5-yard line. That makes it 1st and goal.
First and goal from the 5. They're knocking on the door. Throws it, and it's caught for the touchdown. That's his 4th touchdown pass of the game.
Well, he's shown such great poise back there in the pocket. That's the main reason he's been able to find the end zone so many times.
You like that? You like that?
And he hits the PAT. A 5-play, 74-yard drive, and they come away with a touchdown.
I think the big thing there, Brad, is that they were able to execute the passing game. When you can get big plays and great execution, obviously you can move the ball down the field.
He just drills this one. And it goes into the end zone.
What
down
up,
for a
dog?
touchback. Not a whole lot's been working for them so far. They should just come out and play loose and easy because they've got nothing to lose. Here's the halfback on the screen. He has some room. And he's shoved out of bounds around the 40-yard line. From their own 40-yard line. First down.
10 passing. Right?
Scrambling around. And down he goes at the 44-yard line.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Takes it up the middle for a nice run.
That'll bring up 3rd and inches.
One quarter to go, and we may be looking at some mop-up duty.
Game's over.
The Seminoles with a huge lead. Just about set to start the 4th quarter, mercifully. He's at the 40. He makes his way to about the 28.
When this bitch dead.
From the
I'm
28-yard
dead.
line. First down.
I'm dead.
Green 88. Green 88.
He's scrambling. He gets sacked on the play.
That is a loss of 3 yards.
Dead.
That brings up 2nd and 13.
Dead.
Ready. Green 9 hot.
Out of bounds at the 21-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 10 yards. That makes it 3rd and 3.
And they'll look to convert here on another 3rd down.
Check three.
Now he tries to buy some time. Tackle right around the 18-yard line. He keeps it and maybe gets 3 yards.
That makes it 4th and inches.
So the offense back in the red zone here and looking to erase the memory of that interception on their last trip. He's on the run. And they sack him on 4th down.
Well, you have to admire the defense for showing some pride here. The game's obviously out of hand, but they haven't given up. Nice stop.
I'm sure that touchdown on their last possession's given them some confidence, but let's see if that carries them back down the field.
I expect them to run the ball, kill the clock, and put this one in the books.
Tackle after a decent run up the gut.
Gain of 6 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Ain't even matter my place.
They need about 3 yards to get the first here on 2nd down. Florida State comes to the line in complete control in this game. He's tackled at the 39.
That's a gain of 10 as well. First down.
Takes the toss left. And he's tackled at about the 47-yard line.
That makes it 2nd and 2.
So it's 2nd down and about 2 yards to go.
14 yards.
Throws it out and on. He's hit hard for a loss.
That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
And he carries the ball for a nice gain.
That's good for a gain of 5 yards. 1st down.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 50-yard line.
Here we go. Easy.
He makes it to the 48-yard line. Florida State is winning big.
Big dog. Easy.
They'll go with the run once again. That's a great tackle at the 49.
Got faked up, man. Got faked up. Call timeout here.
So we're looking at another 3rd down here. The Seminoles will use their first time out of the half. And this is the 8th play of the drive. And they get nice yardage on that run.
What did I say? 20 carries.
The punting team's got to give their kickers some time. He
My
gets it away, and it's a
2
skyrocket. Florida State's defense has been a force to be reckoned with, especially in this game.
Well, they have stepped up today. They just seem to be dialed into what this offense is trying to do. Good job against the run. They've been very physical. What I love is how relentless they run to the football.
The deficit is huge, but as a player, you never want to slow down your effort. Believe me, coaches notice the ones who aren't trying that hard. Fires out to his wideout. He's knocked out of bounds at the 36-yard line.
What are you doing?
Now it's 1st and 10 with the defense trying to regroup after giving up the big pass. A little more than 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter. He's at midfield. To the 20.
It's coming back. Come back.
And a huge touchdown play. Don't get too excited at home, folks, because I think this one is coming back. Here it is.
Little stumbles like these can kill your offensive progress.
Thankfully, 21
From their own
times
37-yard line, it's 1st down. They go with a run. He fights forward to about the 40.
That's a gain of 3 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 6.
Hit as he threw, and he completes it. And he's taken down right around the 50. First and 10. Ball on the 50. Gets rid of it quickly. The defender had his hands on it, but it's incomplete.
Smart, heady play by that defender. That was solid, fundamental pass defense.
I know better. Just keep it.
And he is drilled at midfield.
That brings up 3rd and 10.
Third down, and they need to get it inside the 40. Under a minute left in the game.
Ready! Green 19! Let's go, motion, motion, motion.
Well, a nice stop there late in the 4th quarter, but it's a blowout and has been for most of the game. I think it's time for everybody to go home.
Thomas.
Right now, he wants to get this kick away and change field position. And for Duffy, he's looking sharp in this outing.
You know, you can almost see his confidence rising with every snap that he and this offense take. And you know about his ability to make the decisions, but you have to have the arm. And this guy has one of the strongest arms in college football. He can make every throw as we've seen today.
Hands it to the back. He tackles him for a loss.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
It's going to take 20.
Gives it to the back. They'll bring him down around the 20-yard line.
That's a gain of 12 on the play. First down.
Man left, man left. Four down, four down. Receive the mic. Jack, Jack, Jack. I got the key.
He fights forward to about the 23. And this one's all but wrapped up with the final score, Florida State 42, Wake Forest 14.
Wake Forest 14.
That's going to do it for this presentation of NCAA Football 14. For Kirk Herbstreit, this is Brad Nessler saying goodbye.
All right. That'll be it for the night. Number 9 goes down, Michigan State. Nebraska and OU this week. UCLA with the upset against number 1 Oregon last week. Play Oregon next week, I think. Pretty sure.